Encounters with Multidimensional Beings, Part 6, January 3rd, 2022. The Vision Quest Journal. One of the small backstories that has followed me for many years came from a dream I had 3 years ago. In this dream, a voice said, "You will die of Parkinson's disease." At the time, I was working in hospice, so I was fully aware of the ravages of Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease causes the body to lose functions, one small part at a time. The left foot might fall limp. The right thumb suddenly can't grasp. Walking becomes unsteady, and so on. Over many years, there's a long litany of things that go wrong and often never return to normal. Sometimes it is not diagnosed right away as Parkinson's disease. It can be brushed off as old age or arthritis or whatever. But often there is some incident that tips people off that something more is going on. After I had this dream, I was concerned about the dream for some time. I had been burned multiple times from ignoring dreams, only to have them come true and realize the warning was trying to help me. So I have learned to pay attention to my dreams. But on the other hand, I could not very well call a doctor and tell him I needed to be seen for Parkinson's disease since I had no symptoms. So after a while of this, I just moved on. Then about 2 years ago, I had a reading by a gifted psychic. At the end of the reading, he looked at me concerned and said, quote, "You need to put your affairs in order. The end of your life is approaching," unquote. Once again, this alarmed me. But with no symptoms, there was nothing to do. Then a vision came to me. I dreamed that the date of my death was October 24th, 2029. The dream was shockingly specific. But once again, just like before, I worried about it for a while, but without any symptoms, I just moved on. This past Sunday, I fell asleep on the couch holding a palm-sized labradorite crystal and had a dream. In the dream, an elderly, slender man from Tibet with a long gray beard said, quote, "The end is approaching," unquote. Then a Chinese woman approached me with a strong Chinese accent and said, "Hung Giam." Then I woke up. I woke up feeling concerned but also puzzled. That elderly sage from Tibet communicated to me in English. So why did the woman speak to me in a foreign language? I had a strong suspicion that the Tibetan sage was the teacher of Swami Rama's teacher. That placed him in the lineage in which I was trained. On a number of occasions in the past, 3 stages have come to my deck and communicated with me. They did not fully materialize into physical form, but had an ethereal presence that was just barely visible. I called them the 3 amigos. The Tibetan sage was always the 3rd amigo. He always stood in the back with his features partially concealed. I was curious about the words that were said. The word hung is a Tibetan word which roughly translates into the English word that. Those of you who are familiar with advanced meditation, like Zen Buddhism, or have read the Diamond Sutra, will recognize that the word that, or thusness, is an important spiritual word. Later I found out that hung is part of a special mantra used in sound healing. Om Ah Hung. This mantra is said aloud while concentrating on the crown, the throat, and then the heart. The sound hung is a healing sound for the heart. After some research on the internet on the word gyam, I gave up, took a shower, and stopped trying. In the meantime, a friend that was over continued researching gyam and called to me to come look at what she had found. She found a clinic in Florida named Gyam. And here's the interesting part. It is a special Ayurvedic clinic that specializes in treating Parkinson's disease, with special diets and other practices that remove toxins from the body. It is a preventive practice. I was a bit stunned at this extraordinary coincidence and the amazing synchronicity of it. While talking about this with my friend, I suddenly realized that I had recently been having symptoms of some neurological difficulties. I remembered one occasion when I was walking in the woods and suddenly realized that I had absolutely no idea where I was or how to get back to the car. Lost in the woods with no idea which way to get home, I felt a moment of some fright, and I realized there is something wrong with my memory. Then I remembered that after a recent dentist appointment, I could not find my way home. Now, I live in a small town with just 2 main streets. It is a bit hard to get lost in a town that small, but there I was. Then I remembered falling on the deck and realized that my gait and sense of balance is unsteady, and it has become even more unsteady. Suddenly these dreams and warning signs and the things I was actually experiencing started to add up. And I made an appointment to see a doctor on Thursday. After nearly 2 years of isolation, I sometimes can feel pulled down into depression and can feel very much alone. But then, out of the blue, a guide, an angel, a dream, a vision happens to help me. This happened when I had chronic Lyme disease. This happened when I was in an abusive relationship, both at home and at work. Time after time, I've been rescued by a dream, a guide, a sage, a teacher, a sister, or a friend. While it is daunting to try to find a way to prevent Parkinson's disease, this might sound a bit arrogant, but if anyone can do it, I believe I can. And it's not because I am anyone special, but because I feel the presence of guides, angels, spirits, and sages that guide me, and they are the special one. I may not be able to stave off death, it's quite unlikely, but I might at least be able to buy more time.